Take it away.
Okay. Hi, folks. Welcome to the 26th presentation hosted by AlmonTravel, CARP, and this evening, Exodus Travels, held every Tuesday at 6:30 Atlantic, presently until late June. Check the CARP website for updated presentations. As in the past, this presentation is being recorded and will be on the CARP Travel website shortly after. I always do a little bit of a preview about AlmonTravel for people who are new to these, a bit about us. We've been in business since 2003, so coming up on 18 years in May. We have been asked by Bill Van Gorder of CARP Nova Scotia if we wanted to be the official travel agency for CARP Nova Scotia. And of course said yes. Now our connection with Bill goes back to a charity that he helped to organize that I was on the board for, raised $400,000 for a local charities in Halifax. And as a result of the 4 years of me being involved in the board, Bill asked me to get a couple of trips for him, and we did a river cruise and a Rocky Mountaineer for him. And as a result of the service that we provided for him, he was quite comfortable asking me if he wanted to take this role on. So mutual happiness and mutual benefit, I would hope. A little bit about what we do. Like most travel agencies, we have our own specialties. One of them is destination weddings. We've done 130 destination weddings in the Caribbean area from across Canada. Where that tallies in is the fact that we have a lot of group experience, group booking experience, and it is different booking a group than it is booking a couple of individuals. So that certainly would play well if you have an anniversary or a special vacation that you want to take that with the family and friends. So we certainly can help you with that. We also do Florida vacations, particularly the theme parks, and again, extended family there can help you out with that. The Florida theme parks are massive, and if you don't have those well planned out, you can find yourself wasting a lot of time. One of our particular specialties is river cruising. We've done 10 different itineraries around the world. Mekong with Cambodia, as well as the Red River in the north of Vietnam. We've done the Yangtze in China. We've done the Nile in Egypt. We've done the Rhine and Danube, the Rhone in southern France, the Po River in Italy, and Portugal's Douro River in Europe, as well as the Mississippi in the United States. So lots of experience there and can help you if that's something that you're interested in. Ocean cruises. Most popular itineraries, we've tried to experience them, knowing that clients like to have their travel agent actually experience the particular destination that they're interested in. We've done Hawaii, we've done the Mediterranean, we've done the 3 different Caribbean cruises. My favorite in particular being the Southern Caribbean because it's port heavy. We have done Australia, New Zealand, we've done a cruise around the UK, and of course we've done Alaska. So lots of experience there as well to be able to bring to the table to help you book your cruise. Travel conditions changing weekly. Every time I do this presentation, 1 week later and 1 week later and 1 week later, things are different. And the way things are appearing to happen in Nova Scotia right now, it's certainly the province is saying that first vaccination should be finished by the end of June, which means that by the end of September, everybody in Nova Scotia should be fully vaccinated against COVID. In anticipation of that, I think that's what's going to make people comfortable in traveling, is if they are vaccinated. So in anticipation of that, you may want to be thinking about planning your travel now for some time down the road. What's going to happen certainly is that with all of the pent-up demand for travel, people are going to be going crazy trying to book their travel, and it's the popular routes, the popular times of year are going to be booked up very quickly, and you may be looking at more than a year to be able to ultimately do the kind of travel that you want to do. So certainly, I would also like to have your help in spreading news of these travel presentations. The more people we have on, of course, the more the presenters are happy, and we want to keep our presenters happy. The the other thing is that we're working on two different kinds of travel, which are a little bit unusual. We're working on a women travel segment and also solo travelers. So that's something we have been working on and developing over the last several months, and hope to have that ready for you if you're in that situation. Certainly, we'd love to help you. I would like to take a moment right now to introduce our presenter today. I had the pleasure of watching Tony Perdomo, who is the Senior Business Development Manager, Eastern USA and Canada. That's a lot of area to cover, Tony, who did a wonderful show on single travel. Yeah, self-guided tours was what it was this afternoon. I was absolutely amazed. I took that presentation and it was very enjoyable. We'll talk a little bit about that today, but may in fact develop another presentation with Tony because there are a fair number of people who are interested in that sort of travel. So Tony is going to talk about small group travel options, and I'll just turn it over to you, Tony.
Thank you, Danny. Really appreciate it. Good intro. And look at these pictures, Danny. Look at that. The smiles. We can't wait to get back out there and get our tan going, get our smiles going. So thank you, everybody, East Coast to West Coast, wherever we are. I just want to say thank you for taking the time. This is recorded, so if you happen to skip out for a little bit and come back, don't worry, you will get the link as well. And again, for the upcoming sessions, check the CARP Nova Scotia website. And Danny's got all your information for the exclusive offers that we have for this talk today. So first, what I'm going to do is show you a little bit about our Exodus Travels, who we are, what we're doing here, and and so on. But before that, as Danny was mentioning, things get to change from week to week, right? One day this is happening, and the next day this is happening. So planning to travel is part of the adventure. So with us here at Exodus, this is a little video that we put together a couple months ago because this video, these actual people going up the hill, they were on our Dolomites, Northern Italy walking trip in September and October. So we managed to sneak in a few trips in between the waves, right? Hey, and what ends up happening is that we documented how safe it was for people to go out for a walk. And so number one, we want everyone to know that you can book with confidence. And that's why we work with our trusted travel agent partners like AlmonTravel, is that we let them know everything that we're doing in terms of keeping you, number one, confident in booking with Danny. So should something happen where, you have a trip planned for next fall and they are booking up, because everyone knows next fall, I don't think anybody will be in Canada next fall, I know that. So what's going to happen is that you're going to be booking, and then should something happen with that country all of a sudden close, like our trip, don't worry, if we cancel the trip, we'll refund you. If you have to make changes up to 21 days, so that's 3 weeks before you leave, you can make a change to another trip. We're not going to charge you fees or anything like that. So we're making things very flexible when it comes to the booking part. Now, what about when the travel part? You saw the video there. There's people, sanitizing their hands. There's a mask, and I'm going to explain to you a lot more about small group. Very important, right? So I'll talk about that as we go along, but I want you to know you can book with confidence and travel with confidence, because this is the time where people have concern, and I get it. So first of all, let me talk to you about why I'm wearing this shirt. Who's Exodus? I never heard of you guys, right? Hands up if you've not heard of us. Well, here's the thing. We've been out for 47 years. Now, that footage right there, like Danny knows, that this is from our BBC documentary. Remember, the BBC said, hey, we want to showcase these guys. They've been around for 40 plus years. So this is an actual footage, the first truck that went, okay, back in 74. Remember, Danny? So London to Afghanistan, all the way to the Himalayas. The trip, I think, was supposed to last something like about 6 weeks. It took 7-8 weeks, and it was an adventure, right? Back in the day, you send telegrams, and I'll see you in a month, I hope, right? Things have changed. Obviously, the sense of adventure is still there. It's all about experiences. That's what we want. But of course, the hotels are nicer, the accommodation, the transport, logistically speaking, everything runs a lot smoother. But for us, I'm going to talk to you about what it is that we do, what kind of adventure, because I know what it is. There's people out there that think adventure travel means kayaking between hotels, bungee jumping to dinner, outrunning tigers and stuff like that. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. I'll explain to you what that is. But bottom line, over 500 trips in 100 countries, all experiences, right? But the most important thing is the fact that we are responsible travel mandated. That's the most important thing, is to make sure, okay, when we go and visit these destinations, will the people benefit from our visit? Yes, wonderful. What about the planet? Like, can we stop contributing to so much pile of garbage all over the planet? Yes. What can we do? So, for example, hotels, this is something I did, Danny, I didn't tell you this, but when we go on our trips ourselves, we check and we have a massive list and like, is there plastic that this hotel is using that shouldn't be using? Yes. Why are they putting plastic around cutlery? Get rid of that. So we make recommendations. So we make sure that the place, the people, and the planet benefit from our stay, right? So we've launched the Exodus Travels Foundation for many of these things to help out communities, help out projects, both one that you can see yourself when you go on our tours, like, wow, look at this internet cafe in the Himalayas, 5,000 meters above sea level. We installed a solar panel cookware and of course lights, so then they can benefit from people paying for internet there. Help out the community, right? And some projects that you probably won't get to see, right? So on the top left, fellow's name is Karma, real name. He owns a bakery over in Nepal, and we helped him put together 1,000 packaged meals during last year's COVID run, right? To this one, we're helping to plant over 4,000 apple and apricot trees. You name it. There's so many things that we're doing together. And this is our year, last year during COVID, which I know a lot of operators scaled back and like, look, we got to make some cuts and so on. But at the end of the day, we said, no, we made a promise. Let's stick to it. That number 10 right there is the number of female porters that we have helped in Tanzania, Kilimanjaro, go from they don't know how to speak English, they want to become a porter. We put them through school, and now 10 females are porters on those trips when you go to Kilimanjaro. They'll be the ones carrying 20 kilos over their heads. We made a promise, 30 women in 3 years. So we're sticking to it. So bottom line is, whatever you decide to do, just be conscious about who you get to travel with. And Danny knows all this stuff because a lot of operators are becoming more sustainable, and that's what we are. It's all about sustainable travel, right? So now let's talk about Exodus. What is it that we do? Let's find out, right? So small group adventure travel. Okay, small group, meaning, let's say I want to go to Kilimanjaro. My big birthday next year. I mean, I'm turning 40 and, plus tax and so on. I'm ready for this. What am I going to do? Well, I don't want to go by myself. So then I join a group. I can bring a friend. But we also have private groups. So in case you have, a high school reunion and all 20 of you want to go climb Kili, that's a great way to test your friendship, right, Danny? That's what I'm saying. But yeah, private groups, but also you and your partner, you and 3 friends can go join a group. And these groups tend to be average 10, 12 people, maximum 16, right? So part of our travel with safety is like we're keeping groups to be smaller. We're not doing coach tour, 34 people, 44 people halfway through the trip. You been on my trip this whole time? No, not like that at all. We all get to sit, and chat with each other. Of course, socially distanced, and we do things on the ground differently than me talk to you right now, right? But the fact is this, it's a small group, which is number 1. Number 2, so you know who's coming on our trips. Number 2, who's taking me around from A to B? I want to find out. These are local leaders that aren't just looking for it. They're not looking for a summer job. Hey, what can you do for next 2 weeks? No, these are people we employ for 30 plus years. Egyptologists, marine biologists, international mountain leaders, conservation partners, you name it, people that know the area so well. So depending on the kind of experience you want to go for a hike, you want to go and look for tigers. We have a tour, 15 game drives. That's right, 15 game drives just to go see tigers in India. These people are special. They can spot them from far away, right? So you're in safe hands when it comes to going on these trips, right? Which is nice. So quality leaders all over the world, depending on what you want. Now, here's the best part. Where do we spend the nights, right? So we have our accommodation is anywhere from 3 to 5 star. Depends what you want, right? But it isn't, we're as much as we love the 5-star Sofitel and we walk into the Fairmont, I'm sorry, we're not going to support them. We're going to support local businesses, so local chains, local individually owned or family owned hotels, bed and breakfast, bedouin camps. What else do we have here? Converted farmhouse. What else do we have? Alpine lodges, so again, 700-year-old castles, you name it. And on top of that, this rainforest lodge in Costa Rica, with our work together for the last 20 years, they've managed to buy 14,000 hectares of forest to preserve the area. So if the hotel does sustainable, big bonus points, right? Which is quite beautiful. So again, it's all about the experience, but we're making sure that it's anywhere from 3 to 5 star. We want something authentic, right? We want you to walk into a place like, now this feels like a Colombian restaurant, not like, this looks like an airport hotel. Huge difference, right? Huge difference. So again, look at this. This is a converted farmhouse that we use in Tuscany. And this is where you get to spend the entire week, 1 week, 7 nights in the same one place. So if you're a business owner, how are you going to treat clients when they walk in the door? That's what I'm saying. So converted farmhouse, it just gives you that authentic feel whenever you go and close your eyes to Tuscany. What do I want, right? So anyways, we know where we spend the nights. We know who takes us on from A to B. I know who I'm going to be sharing the week with. Let's talk some fun stuff, right? So adventure, again, we have everything from a level 1, super easy. We're going to go explore the best of Japan or Peru or the best of Spain, for example. Nothing too active, right? And then we have trips like, whoa, hey, it's getting crazy down there, like level 5, level 7. If you want to scale a mountain, well, it's difficult. So we have everything from a level 1 all the way to a level 9. It's really up to you what you want to do. But the fact is, we have so many different trips. So right now, what I want to focus on is to give you a nice little preview of what we do. So I like to separate this into 2 things because people get freaked out when like, I'm not walking, I'm not cycling. Danny, cut me off. I'm not doing this, right? It's like, no. Let's talk soft adventure first, right? Cultural trips, wildlife, family. Okay, I'll slow down, right? So cultural trips, what do these mean? So for example, look at this. For this great price, $23.79 per person, okay, joining this group. This is land only. Danny will take care of the flights and everything else that you want. You go to Egypt, for example, so 4 nights in 4 or 5-star hotels, 4 nights on a 5-star river cruise. You go with a guide who will take you and go see of course, the Great Pyramids. If you want to go to Abu Simbel, that's optional. It's up to you. You can do this. So we'll hang out today. We'll do the things that are included. You should come to Karnak, the temple, because it's included, and then you'll have a free afternoon. That's the beautiful thing about our trips, right? So whether you're in Egypt, whether you're going to Jordan or Israel, for example, or the highlights of Greece, let's do something together today because it's included. Tomorrow, free afternoon. The next day, we're moving from A to B. Wonderful. Let's get on the private buses, private transportation, whatever we're doing, and get to the next place. When we get to the next place, we'll walk around for half an hour. That's the ATM. This is where we're going to put a restaurant tonight. Who's coming with me tonight? If I'm the tour leader, right? Who's coming with me tonight for dinner? You're not? Okay. I recommend you go here, do your thing. So you see what I mean? You have a nice little mix of let's hang out together, and then you do your own thing if you want. You can still hang out with the tour leader all you want, right? So anywhere all over the world, from Italy to Japan to seeing Eastern Europe, South America, Africa. I mean, we have all these phenomenal cultural trips. Let's see the best of these countries, right? Or even if you're a foodie, I know it's close to 7 o'clock. People are like, oh, my Uber Eats is showing up. I can't wait to have this. Yes, we also have food-themed tours as well. So you're not just going to Sicily to just eat, which is absolutely you should do, but you're also going to cook. You're also going to go to the market and buy things you've never bought before. Yes, you're going to get your hands dirty because it's part of the experience, right? So cultural trips, soft adventure. We with me so far? Pretty easy, right? So the other thing is wildlife trips. Wildlife, the first word, responsible. Guess what? If I want to go and pet the tiger for my Instagram because I want my 12 likes, stop right now. We're not doing that. But I want to ride that elephant. Danny, I want to ride that elephant. I'm so tired. Stop. You're not riding any of the elephants. We're not. We're treating animals like properly, right? So it doesn't matter what we do. Doesn't matter where we go. Doesn't matter what kind of animal you want to see. So whether it's the big 5 in Africa, they also have forgotten 5 and the ugly 5. I've been told. I'm not spreading rumors, right? To lemurs, to penguins, polar bears. Dang, I ever told you that we have a trip that you can go trekking for 5 days in the Himalayas in search of snow leopards?
Okay.
Trips that are, it's insane. Like, people line up for this stuff because again, it's truly authentic. But again, responsible. So if you are the type of person that likes to sleep in till about 9 and you want to go see animals, no, you got to get up early to go see these animals in Africa because the big 5, they like to get up before 5 a.m. I tell you that. So again, it's all about us experience. Look at this. And when people hear Africa, they think, I'm not camping. My Cairo's not going to like me. Don't worry about that. I'm like, you don't have to. We got camping options. We have hotels. We got lodges. We got options. That's the best thing, right? So a little bit closer to home, if you want to go to Costa Rica, left from toucans to scarlet macaws to those capuchin monkeys to, of course, the sloths that move this slow. That's fast forward, by the way. We have so many trips for you, Costa Rica. So it depends what you want. From Tortuguero, where you can see the 4 different turtles during the entire year and the preservation of it, your call what you want to do, of course. But here's the one. For this one here, the gorillas and the Masai Mara. For me, 3 countries in Eastern Africa, Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda. You can do it accommodated, hotels and lodges. Hey, I got a bed. I'm feeling good. But no, you know what? Look at that price, 9,500 bucks for 15 days, which includes the permit to go see the chimps and the mighty gorillas. Or you can do a camping option. It depends what you want, right? After all, you are in Africa, right? So this is the accommodated option as well. And do camping. You don't need me to show you what a tent looks like, right? But I did this trip, and let me tell you something. This is the actual footage of me and the Masai Mara. Okay, so we did game drives. And again, this is early in the morning. Okay, and they're out active. You're doing your thing, from zebras to wildebeest to, of course, elephants to the big five. You name it, we get to see all the experience in them. And of course, it's like, I've heard about the Masai Mara. Like, can I go on my birthday in March? Well, you can, but it's not the best time to go. We know the best time to go. We'll tell you, and that's why, because we're the experts. You go between August and October, for example, right? So that's why we work so well together with Danny, and he's the one that can recommend. It's like, keep your birthday. Let's say your birthday's in August, and let's go to the Masai Mara, right? So now, what I did and I love is this. I want to show you. This was my day, one of the greatest days of my life by far. We were in the search of the gorillas. So what ends up happening is that you go and search a family, right? And let's say, for example, I got family B. This family could have walked 1 hour, could have walked 16 hours. I'm going to track the gorillas. Luckily, our trek was only an hour and a half. The other half of the group tracked for 3 hours uphill. Hey, they chose that family, they didn't. So we had a good time. When we got to see the gorillas, this is it. You get to spend 1 hour with the gorillas. They don't hurt you. They don't do anything. Of course, if you're taunting them, but that's why you have a guide. You have the tracker. You have the local rangers and a person with a shotgun. Not for us, but for poachers in case things get carried away. So everything's well preserved because they know Uganda, Rwanda, they all depend on this kind of tourism, right? So that's the experience, right? In terms of wildlife, you name it. I already mentioned to you. From polar bears to the Galapagos, what do you want to experience? Where do you want to spend the night? What kind of itinerary do you want to see? Do you want to go snorkeling? Do you want to see blue-footed boobies? Like, what is it you want to do? We have plenty of options for you. And of course, Antarctica and the Arctic. Well, look, the ship experience is phenomenal. Look at some of the cabins you get to experience, for example. And, well, we're going out there to see what? Wildlife, right? So the wildlife itself, phenomenal, from seals to bisons to penguins to, of course, the polar bear. And we're having something so phenomenal right now. So I know everyone's going to be more conscious about their travel coming up, which is I'm really excited about. Big bucket list items. If you are thinking about going to Antarctica, honey, get over here. They're talking about Antarctica. Get her out here and talk to her about it, because right now you can get up to 45% off going to the Arctic or Antarctica for the next couple of years. So just keep that in mind. And Danny's got all your information here. So if your dream is to go to these big bucket places, you come to the right place, right? So 199 people maximum to Antarctica to small ship cruises. It's a different style we have. Going to Peru, Iquitos, up in the north, what? 38 people, Danny, can you believe that? 38, 19 cabins, and a cooking class. Because you're in Peru, you got to learn how to cook some beautiful, beautiful Peruvian food. And you're going to the Maldives with 12 people. That's it. So you see what I mean? The adventures, this is what we're talking about. It's all about the experience. Your family, you still want to travel with them? Sure, bring them on. We got trips, Costa Rica, Italy, Portugal, Sri Lanka, depends on your kid's age, 8, 12, 6, we have different trips for them, right? So that's the beautiful thing. And anybody between 30 and 49, we have exclusive travel style that we call edits, where we pack so much in those 5-6 days, from yoga to like, whoa, you say yoga? This is Exodus, man. We don't do yoga. We do on these edits trips, from cycling to getting greeted by Balinese priests to doing all these phenomenal activities. We have trips that are strictly from 30 to 49, right? So that was the soft adventure, right? Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. You can bring your family. You're still going to be friends by the end of the week. It's all that fun stuff, nothing too strenuous, right? And now I'm going to talk to you about, hey, you got a Fitbit? Let's go. Active travel. And this is something that I really, really love with Exodus. So we have guided cycling trips. So now if you're a cyclist out there, and I know Nova Scotia got some phenomenal trails and great active communities. So maybe you want to tune in. So guided cycling trips, what do? We include the bike, first of all, hybrid, most of them, and vehicle support. In case you don't want to go up the hill or the all-you-can-drink wine, carry it over to this morning. It's up to you, right? So vehicle support and the bike. And of course, we also give you an option if you want e-bikes. So then that way, 2 different fitness levels. An extra cost, not too much, so anywhere from $20 a day extra, for example. But you can see here, our wonderful model, Rini, decided to show you that this, hey, you still have the pedal. You're not sitting back there all of a sudden having your Piedmont Barbaro d'Alpo wine or whatever I just said, or a cigar. No. You still have to pedal. You still have to move, right? But remember that thing I was telling you about responsible travel and making sure the planet can benefit from our visit? So on a cycling trip, guess what? We're not giving you a case of water every day. Hey, stock up, crunch them up and toss them away. No. Bring your refillable water bottles and we're going to fill them up. And since we have this ban the bottle campaign that's been running now for 4 years, we've easily have saved over 3 million plastic bottles from being, going on the planet. So what can we do to make things better? That's the important thing, right? So one trip that I did 2 years ago, Danny, brings me back so many memories. My first and last cycling trip that I done, going to Croatia, the Dalmatian coast, starting Split, 2 islands later, finishing Dubrovnik. And guess what? Quiet. No roads. Wait, why would I go cycling? Because now, A, you get fit. Number 2, you get to go through the countryside, the back roads, and you're not cycling through the major cities. You're going through, look at this. I don't see any cars anywhere. And that's true. There were no cars driving, which is quite beautiful. So we get to experience the country differently, right? From Croatia to going to places in Italy that are different, like Puglia, Matera, or the heel of Italy. You name it. What do you want to see? From phenomenal panoramic view hotels to converted farmhouses to UNESCO sites and that beautiful coastline. There's so much you can see. And of course, did you know? I don't know if you knew this, Danny, but this is our #1 best-selling cycling trip. Go to Vietnam. Yeah, people love this stuff. People love going to Vietnam. You start from the south, Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon, go all the way up to Ha Long Bay, and it's super flat, which is so phenomenal. And I already mentioned to you, we also have premium trips too. So for those, I want 4- and 5-star hotels. We have them for you, which is nice, right? Go to Porto to Lisbon, and Portugal is selling out. That's all I got to say to you. Portugal is a crazy, crazy destination before COVID. I cannot wait to hear what's going to be happening after COVID. So from typical places to, again, the Baltics, Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, to southern India, where you get to spend a night on a houseboat, premium houseboat for 1 night. That's phenomenal. To go into Jordan. Imagine cycling in Jordan and going into Petra or Little Petra on your bike. This is phenomenal. And of course, Namibia with fat bikes. The experience is there for you. So that's guided cycling. Again, we have guided walking, hiking, trekking, depending what you want. Remember, level 1 to level 9. Who's going up Mont Blanc, the mountain? You should give Danny a call. But tell you this right now, what we make things so much easier when it comes to hiking and walking is that we have an option. Do you want to spend the entire week in that one hotel and not have to pack every 2 days and, hey, have you seen my shoe? Where's my passport? Oh my God, left in the safe. We remind you, of course. But if that's too much of an adventure for you, consider a center-based trip. The other option, of course, what we always been doing is going from one hotel to another city, to another city, to another city, and so on. So hotel to hotel or center-based. So these point-to-point or hotel to hotel, like walking the Greek islands, 3 islands in 9 days. Can you believe that? We go 1 night here, 2 nights there, go walk around, explore. A lot different than seeing them going on a cruise ship and walking up the 1,000 steps to get to the top of the island. And then you got to come back down again. So this is level 1. Day 2, 6 kilometers. I mean, it's super easy. You can't beat that at all. And one of the most beautiful things is, of course, one of the most iconic treks that we have is the Inca Trail. So all these prices I'm showing you, once again, is for one person to show up. So if you are booking by yourself, you have an option. Do you want your own room? Then you pay an extra single supplement. Otherwise, for that price, you go ahead, and that includes your permit, by the way. We have a choice whether you want to match you up with somebody from the same gender, or if you want your own room. Own room, you pay extra. Willing to share with another same gender, you don't pay extra. That's the most wonderful thing about our tracks, right? So the Inca Trail for us, we do it in 5 days versus every other operator that does it in 4. So just keep that in mind, just an extra comfort, okay? But here's something that's really beautiful, Dan. I don't know, I didn't show you this on purpose, but this guy, he came and did our trip in 2017. He doesn't look too Peruvian, for sure, because he's Irish. He came and he found out, he heard that porters haven't seen Machu Picchu on the Inca Trail. That's what? I've never heard that before. That's silly. Of course they would. No, they haven't, because operators don't pay for the porters to go and see Machu Picchu, because then they have to pay for the extra fee and they got to pay for the train tickets and all that. What you just witnessed right there is the first time we took our porters to go see Machu Picchu. Imagine you're on a safari and the driver's like, there's a line over there. Okay, sure. I'll close my eyes. Let me know when I can open them. Like, that's exactly the way I see it. So we made a promise to our responsible travel, saying, no, we're taking all 200 of our porters, and we have in the last 2 years, and they have all seen Machu Picchu. Never mind the postcard, you're seeing it live. So it costs us money, but hey, this is the thing that we're talking about, right? And of course, I've done Inca Trail several times, and let me tell you, bottom right, that porter was in his 70s, and he's done Inca Trail easily over 400 times. That is a true fact. We're like, how do you, what? 400? That's a marathon, by the way, each trail, so 42 kilometers. So good for them. So from crazy or challenging hikes to going to South Africa and walking and seeing game drives and you know, of course, having the wildlife and the great wine, or even going to the Camino or St. James Way, guided or self-guided. Stay tuned for that comment. We have many options for you, right? So that's the point to point. And of course, the last one being center-based. Guess what? You're not moving hotels. Mont Blanc highlights. You spend the entire week in Chamonix Hotel, and then you go see the best of Mont Blanc on the French side, take the tunnel under, and go see the Italian side and come back. And this is Mont Blanc. This is one of phenomenal treks that I've done. Absolutely stunning. Like, so it was absolutely beautiful. And Dolomites, where's the Dolomites, right? Northern part of Venice, 2.5 hours north. Dolomites, the same one hotel. Look at the family, 4-star hotel. It's a premium tour. There they are right there. The mom, guess what? Michelin star chef. What does that mean? Unfortunately, you have to put up with 5 courses every night from a Michelin star restaurant. I know what you want. You just want to make a little sandwich and go home. I get it, but you're not going to do that. But hey, guess what? I'm a vegetarian. I'm a vegan. I can't go to Italy, right? Well, you're wrong. You can. And so can you, Mr. Gluten-free and Miss I'm allergic to this. And it doesn't matter. Dietary restrictions, you tell us in advance, we'll take care of you. I am a vegan vegetarian. And trust me, I enjoyed my time in Italy. And look at the hotel. Great property, great amenities, beautiful rooms, wellness center, a pool, nice little sun deck. I mean, you name it, what you want, right? And this is our #1 selling tour by far, which is going to the Amalfi Coast for a very good reason. The same one hotel in that place called Bomarano, where it's a little bit quiet village. 7,600 people live there. That's the actual sons that run the place with the mom, does all the desserts and what have you. And you go see the party, Positano, Amalfi, Sorrento, but you're not staying there. You're staying in a little village, a lot smaller, and then you'll get to enjoy it. So we'll do 4 days together, walking, 2 extra free days for you to do what you want to do. So not too bad at all, right? With optional climbs, Mount Vesuvius. And look at this. I showed you this last time, right? Then it's phenomenal just to see, like, look at this. This is an adventure altogether, just to be able to walk and explore. And of course, from Capri, going to Sorrento, and the Path of the Gods, one of the most phenomenal treks that you'll ever do. This is what it looks like. I mean, this is not going to do it justice at all. I'm showing you a little bit, but I will say this is a #1 selling tour for a very good reason, right? So lots of things for you to explore when it comes to the Amalfi Coast. So again, that's the active cycling or walking or hiking or what have you. Guide coming along, 12 to 16 people maximum off we go. But what Danny and I were talking about earlier is this other thing called self-guided. Well, guess what? I'm a rebel. I don't want to listen to a guide. I like doing my own thing. I like checking out my own maps. Nobody tells me where to go. Then you better listen to a self-guided talk because it's phenomenal. Self-guided, we give you all the notes, the maps. Look at that little app moving. That's when you do a cycling trip. Turn left, the other left, turn right. You download the notes. You don't need your phone on data and roaming, none of that stuff. Turn it off, airplane mode, okay? We give you everything. We'll pick you up on day 1. Hey, how's it going? Did you read the notes? Yes, wonderful. It's all here for you. We transfer your luggage for you. Wait, what's the catch? One of you two has to definitely read the map, and then you get up and go and travel, whether you're walking to another hotel or you're cycling to another hotel. Leave your luggage, we'll pick it up. Look at the smile on their faces, and we'll drop it off before you even get to the next place. 24-hour support, which is quite nice as well. And these are great for your families. So in case you don't want to take your kids in public, I get it. Get a self-guided trip. Trust me, we have so many of them. So we have the little wagon as young as 1 year old. Let the little wagon in the back, the kids go, or the little baby carrier or the papoose. We have them for you, right? So if you're cycling the Danube from Vienna to Budapest, look at this, $2,000 per person to go on this trip, which is great. Self-guided. This is the only style where if you go by yourself, unfortunately, we don't match you up with strangers on this one. You'll have to pay the single supplement, which is not that bad though. It's usually maybe about $30 to $40 extra per night. So it's not very much at all, right? So look at this, 3 countries, Bratislava, Vienna, Budapest, going to the Loire Valley, France. Wine, cheese, great meals, staying at beautiful chateaus, 3- and 4-star properties all throughout, pretty flat as well. So And one trip that this is the one that I want to do next time for sure, going to Amsterdam all the way to Brussels and seeing the best of course, Holland or the Netherlands, from Gouda all the way to Antwerp, and the list goes on and on. And then walking trips as well. So self-guided goes cycling and also walking. So easy walking, nothing too strenuous. Gastronomic is the key word there. So if you're a foodie, listen to the gastronomic tours right there, right? So which is quite nice. And look at the properties we get to spend the night. While you're in Barolo, guess what? It's the king of wines for a reason. So you'll get really good experiences with tasting and having some great red wine out there, right? And the trip note, you saw the app, you saw what it looks like. It tells you everything, turn left, turn right, the other left, the other right, and so on. And then you get these trip notes that tell you everything. Hey, from A to B, it should take you 20 minutes. And if the best thing about self-guided, you linger or you go fast, you pause, you slow down. Like I said to you, we have so many options for you, whether it's Switzerland, center-based the entire week, one hotel, or I like a little mix. Danny, I'm not gonna kid you. I can walk for a couple of days, but I also wanna cycle. Welcome to activities where you get to do that. Austria, Spain, France, even canoeing, even winter, if you're that kind of person. We have a lot of trips here for you. So once again, I already talked to you about booking with confidence with us. So if anything happens on your end, or we have to cancel a trip, you'll get your refund. There's no doubt about that. If you all of a sudden don't want to travel with us, or you can't because your foot, you twisted your ankle, you can't go, let's just say, don't worry. We'll make sure that your deposit, you can use it for another 2 years. It's not like, sorry, you missed out on your trip. Thank you for your service. That's not us. We're being more flexible. And Danny has all that information for you. And of course, travel with confidence with us, which is also very important. So what I will say right now is for all those self-guided trips that we have, if you are interested, ask Danny for more information. You get to save each per person $150 of any of these trips. Book by June, travel by the end of next year, 2022. Lots of options, over 150 of them. And if you like to go on a guided group instead because you want to socialize and talk to other people, we have this thing called dateless departures. You get to call dibs on one of these 23 trips that we have. The minute it's okay by Canada, the FCO in the UK and the world, and we get the green light, you get to go on this trip and you get your deposit of $350 back. That's right. So that's all I'm saying, Danny. So once again, Danny, you're saying here, this is where you find all the different presentations, correct?
Well, yes. I mean, I have to say, I've just been mesmerized by your presentation, Tony. I was fortunate enough to be able to see one on self-guided this afternoon. Again, my jaw was wide open there. Just your enthusiasm and your knowledge, your specific knowledge that you have is just absolutely mesmerizing, as I say. The pictures that you have in your presentation, again, jaw-dropping, absolutely amazing. Just anybody that's sitting in here watching this is saying, oh, I want to go there, I want to go there, I want to go there. You know, just incredible. And the way you've explained everything, just it makes so much sense. I mean, one of the things that struck me, and believe me, I've been in this for 18 years and working with tour operators for that time, the variety. It's almost as if you can tailor make a trip for anybody, anywhere. And that's quite amazing for me. And the small numbers, the other things, you know, I'm aware of coaches that have, you know, 42, 45, 54 people on board the bus, you know, to be thinking about a group that has 12 to 16, very, very different experience. So very, very impressed with this whole thing. I was, yeah, really, really much taken by it. Yes, and I do have to talk just very briefly about what's coming up next week. That would be Tuesday, April the 20th. We have a presentation on a Southern Caribbean cruise by Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. That's, as I mentioned at the beginning, one of my favorite itineraries. Just I'm a person that doesn't like days at sea too much, and I know that clients of mine do like days at sea, but I like to be active, get off the ship and visit ports. And with this itinerary in the Southern Caribbean, pretty well every day has a drop into a port. So that really I enjoy that. So we're going to have a look at that next week at 6:30. So Tony, again, thank you very, very much. I was really enthralled by this presentation, and I hope anybody that is viewing this either now or who drops into the CARP website to see the recorded one, I'm sure that they will be as well. And let's hope that as things progress with the vaccinations and that sort of thing, I hope that people will, trust their instincts and start thinking about travel again. Tony, thank you.
No, thank you as well, Danny. Thank you for the opportunity. Again, any questions, you know how to get a hold of Danny. It's you're going to be a much more conscious traveler from now on. I know you will. So think about doing the things that really matter the most to your heart. And trust me, Danny, you're going to overwhelm with everything in terms of what people are going to be calling. Like, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? So think ahead about 2021 or even 22 where you want to travel. So thanks again. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Yes.